What's going on, everybody? It is your man Cleveland Terry, and I did a video just a couple days ago that talked about Rekordbox and the newly updated streaming services built into Rekordbox, which gave us Beatport and it gave us SoundCloud. Now, we all know how I feel about SoundCloud, and I mentioned in my video that I'll have to show you my Tidal hack just in case you need to use streaming services in a pinch. And then a couple of people said, show it to me. So today I'm gonna show you my Tidal hack. Now, this is gonna be two videos. So the first video, we're gonna talk about doing the Tidal hack on the standardized S9 mixer. We have one based upon controllers, which is a more manual approach, which I will discuss in a next video. But this one is going to be very specific to Serato-enabled Pioneer mixers and controllers, because it does something that's very special that you can't do on, for instance, a DDJ 1000. So that's gonna be my next video, which we're gonna discuss. So today, we're gonna discuss how to use Tidal in Rekordbox or while using Rekordbox. I know a lot of people are gonna start typing away because they're gonna say, wait a minute, you're using an S9. Serato works with the S9, so why in the world would you have to come up with a hack in order to use Rekordbox? Why don't you just use the S9? And my answers will be because. That's it. Some people like to use Rekordbox over Serato. It's not about good or bad, it's about preference, and some people like Rekordbox. So that's what this video is for. This is for people who like Rekordbox, want streaming services, but just don't have them available to them just yet. So as you can see here, I got the S9 ready. I got the phases right on the remotes. Now I'm going to be using some non-copyrighted music because I got burned on my Day in the Life video, which killed my gig log, and I've had all these views and I'm not making a dime off of them, so it's kind of annoying. But hey, you know, it was a great video nonetheless. So we're gonna use some music from Epidemic Sounds. A lot of my music that I use on my videos, if it's not my own custom stuff, then it's from Epidemic Sound. So we're gonna use that right now. You probably heard these songs before, but we're gonna use these instead. So you have your music playing, you're at a nightclub, you're at a private party, you're DJing with the S9, using Rekordbox, because we know Rekordbox works with the S9, and then somebody comes up to you and says, hey, can you play this one track for me? Now, of course, you can download that, you can pull it from YouTube, you can try to use SoundCloud, maybe, but the best one, which I have already said, that are currently available, the best one is Tidal. So for me, I would like to use Tidal. Now, how do I get that to work in here? Now, I think I'm gonna blow your mind a little bit. Some of you might know it, a lot of you probably don't because you're only using the same software. I've been using multiple software, so I found some loopholes in the DJ software. So the first thing we're going to do is, if you haven't already done so, you are going to download Serato DJ Pro. Now, you don't have to buy Serato DJ Pro because the DJ MS9 has the Serato license built in to the mixer. So download Serato DJ Pro, have that available to you. Then go on to Tidal and obviously subscribe to the Tidal services, set that up, and you can check out some of my old videos on how to do that in Serato. But set that up. When you start your gig, when you open up Rekordbox, you're going to open up Serato DJ Pro also. So we're gonna go over to Rekordbox, we're gonna make that full screen, and then we're gonna slide over. Now, I'm using a Mac, so the slide over function works with the Mac. I don't know if it works with PC. If not, don't go full screen, just keep them both up. Okay, then we're gonna open up, we're gonna make Serato full screen. Now what we have here is two active DJ software applications. So wait a minute, what are you telling me? You're telling me that it works? You can run two applications and they can both play music from within the mixer? Yes, that is exactly what I'm telling you. Now as you can see here, within Rekordbox, I have the Head Nod Supreme playing, I got my cue points active, Detroit's playing on the other side. But let's say, for instance, I needed to play Scenario and I didn't have Scenario on here, okay? Here's the trick. So what we're going to do is, we're going to slide over into our beautiful Serato. We're gonna make sure the title is available, and then we are going to type in Scenario. Now I know I have Scenario, not a big deal. We're gonna pull it from here. Okay, so we got Scenario right here. We're gonna load that into the left side because we are actively using the right side. Now, I need you to pause for 1 minute. Now, if you have been playing songs out of both records, out of both channels, you have to eject the channel you're going to put Tidal on. So we need to move back over, and as you can see here, I have these tracks. I'm gonna go ahead and eject this right out so it's not there. Because what'll happen is, if you haven't ejected it and you try to play the new song, if that song is in there, it's actually going to play that song too, and you're gonna have just a nightmare. So just remember that one little tidbit. We're gonna go over here to scenario. We're gonna go back to playing the music as we were. We're gonna load in scenario. And now it's loaded. We're gonna hit the cue point. Now, as you can see, cue point is active with the scenario cue point. If you wanna hear, okay. All right, so that cue is active. Now we need to make sure that the tempos are pretty close. So we're gonna make this 196. And then we're gonna go back over here, and now it's relatively close. Now, obviously, it's working just fine. Now I can go back, I can load in the song, my cue points are in here, and your echoes, everything just works just fine. So that is really it. There's only one caveat, again, is making sure that when you load it up, like the first time you start using Serato, your pads might actually go all white. It doesn't mean though that the pads aren't working, it's just for some reason they're all white until you load in the song, and then they go back to normal. You've reloaded a new song on the other side, and then the pads come back. But besides that, you now have access to Tidal, or whatever Serato will come out with later on, in the event that Rekordbox for some reason never gets Tidal built into the software, which I'm still hoping for, but this is your workaround for it. So guys, listen, if you found what I said here useful, hit that like button. If you found what I said here really useful, hit that subscribe button. Make sure you guys hit that like button if you really like what I'm doing here, because YouTube changed our algorithm. So the more likes that you get, the more that it pushes it up into the recommendeds, and then everybody wins because we're seeing this. Also, feel free to share any of my videos if you find them useful. I'm appreciative for everything that you guys do. And guys, always a pleasure. If I don't talk to you later, we'll talk soon. Peace. Make sure you stick around for video 2, which is going to be the controller-based alternative to Tidal. See you in a minute.